السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
Okay. Sharing my screen, and then I will do the attendance after maybe 10 minutes or something like this. So today we'll continue on production planning and execution. So last time I was explaining the master data, material, business, and bill of material. I will continue on bill of material, routing, and so on. Okay. Okay. First of all, remember that bill material like hierarchy, when you can see how you can create your product. And they say that the bill of material, even that you have many, you can have assembly, and then you can have many branches. They say that the bill of material is a single level. If you take this one, you cannot create it as a whole. You have to decompose it on two parts. I will take maybe now. Right. So this is my bill of material, and in SAP, if I want to create it, okay, I'll take paint. Okay, in order to create it, you cannot create it مباشرة because the bill of material is single level. What it means? This means that you have to create first this as a BOM. Okay. And then what happened? You take this and you create it as BOM. What is mean? Okay, take this. This means this one will be created as a BOM. And of course, you don't need quantity here. Okay. That's what I did. So come on, don't make me crazy. Yes. Okay. So this one is equivalent to two things. Okay. And this one, that's 36. يعني هذا, in order to do it, you have to do the first BOM. Okay. In order to tell, okay, my finished product or part, it is raw material for assembly X and raw material 5. And then you stop here, and then you have to create another BOM for assembly X. It is raw material 6 and raw material 7. Why they did this? Okay. Imagine that you want you have, for example, two cars, BMW 2020 and BMW 2021. Okay, imagine that these are the cars. Okay, I see to have maybe this one. I'll move it. And this is maybe it is BMW. Oof, big too big. Shit, 10, 11, 12, 14. Then this is BMW, or for example, this is for 2020, and this is another one. It is this one is BMW 2021. 2021. So both of them, they are similar. They have something here, maybe is not, the frame is different, a little bit different, okay. Maybe it is frame one, and this is he's using not, it is using frame 2, but they are using the same engine. Okay, they are using the same engine, and this engine is for engine, they call it engine, for example, 20. Okay, and the same thing, it is engine 20. Okay, so if we want to create two bombs, okay, from BMW 2020 and 2021, when you arrive to the bomb, if you do it as a whole, when you arrive to the engine, you have to continue. You have to decompose it, this engine to constitute this, and this engine constitute this, and so on. Okay. So what they said, okay, they said you will not do it like this. Okay. So what happened? You will create. We'll create this one. What to do? I will not develop it, the engine. Okay, I will develop it outside the bomb. So what I will do, I will say this. Okay. Okay. I know that BMW 2020 is composed by the frame 1, engine, and the raw material 5, and this BMW 2021 is frame 2, engine 20, and the raw material 5. But what I will do, I will create this engine outside. يعني الانجن تاعي يمكن هذا يكون هذا. I will create it outside. I take it. Let's keep it like this. And this engine is created outside the bomb. يعني what is mean? I will develop it one time. I will create here 2 bombs for the parent and 1 for the engine. Why? Because I want to reuse it in BMW 2020 and BMW 2021. Okay, so this is why they said, okay, the bomb is single level in order to reuse the assembly for any place. Imagine also BMW 2022 are using the same engine. I will just reuse it. Okay, I will not develop it.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. This is why they said, and said the items themselves, the assembly are the bombs. Okay, for in outside. Okay, and you can have also a concept of variant of bomb. A variant is what is when you have several product with a large portion of identical parts. Okay, here we have 2 variants of the same bomb. 2 variants of the same bomb. We call it, for example, bike. Okay, and I have here the variant red and the variant black. Why they are variant for the same bomb? because if you see here, they have similar products in the BOM. They have similar, okay? They have only two things different, okay? Here, for example, we have a frame, which is red, while the frame is black, and here we have aluminum wheel, we have a carbon wheel, okay? But the other products are the same. This is why they say they are variant for the same BOM. And they say, okay, this is the variant, for example, maybe I call it variant black, and this is maybe I call it variant red. Is it clear? Okay, no question. Okay. So what is the item category? Okay. Item category means what type of product that you will have on the BOM. So when you look on the BOM, you think that it is only for physical things. However, okay, you can physical things. This is what we call stock items. However, we can have the BOM that handle non-stock items, like a service. Okay. For example, you sell a service, you sell internet, and this internet constituted by many items. Okay. Or maybe not only internet, you sell a package. It could be internet plus, I don't know, TV, plus mobile and so on. And it is a package. So it is a BOM, which is not physical, not stock. You can also have variable size material. Variable size material, they said here, like a sheet of steel. It is variable based on, because the size can change. You can also have shoes, which is variable size. Okay, the same shoes, but the size, for example, 40, size 40, 42, 45, and so on, are different. Document items constitute also BOMs. Text item also can constitute BOMs. So this item category will have an influence on the program of SAP, on the screen sequence. يعني الشاشات تتغير على حسب الايتم that you will put here. Item category. The field sections, selection, and what are the fields that you will display? What are the default value? يمكن مثلا for the stock, the unit of measure is each piece. For the, I don't know, for the surface, you don't have, and so on. Okay. Material entry. If you have stock items, when you click on the item, you can enter the material. Inventory management, and when you put stock items, you can enter the inventory, what I have as quantity on the stock. And also the sub items. If I put, for example, as an item is a service, for sure, as a sub item, I only find the service. I cannot find a stock items. And this is how we influence the screens. Okay, is it clear? No question? We move. So now we'll see the third master data, which is the routing. Okay, the routing is a series of sequential steps, operation that must be carried out to produce a given product. This means it gives you the list of the operations and also the sequence, how we do that in order to produce the product. So the routings will answer these questions. What we'll do, where we'll do it, when we'll do it, and how. Okay. The routings enable you to plan the production of material. Of course, if you follow the routings, it will plan, it will give you how to do your production. Okay. The routing are used as a template for production order and the run schedules. Okay. So this is the routing is like the blueprint for many products. Said, okay, how to do the production, and it is used for product costing. Okay, if you know the operation that you will do on the material to produce it, and what are the time that you will do for each operation, this means that you can calculate the cost, not all the cost, but the cost of the operations, because you need also the cost of the material. Okay, so the routings give you the cost of the operation that you will do on the product. Is it clear?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, you have a sequence routings, you have many operations. Okay, so each one هذا is a routing, كله is a routing, but each one is item of the routing. يعني عندها sequence 10, first operation, second operation. When you finish, you go to second operation, third operation, and so on. So the routing items is what is the operation number, okay, and the description of the operation, like here, operation 20, description attach seat to frame, the work center, the ID, okay, and the work center هذا is assembly work centers, and the time, the duration of this operation. This is in general. However, this time you see it here can be more than this. The system SAP give you decompose this time on 3 times. I will see it later. You will see it later. So, okay, this is how it looks, the routing in SAP system S4HANA. So you have, as I said, the operation, the work centers, the plant, مصنع, the description of the operation, and you have 3. By the way, you have 3 times. Okay, here you see here there is setup, machine, and labor. 3 times: setup, machine, and labor. Okay, the labor time is the time of the employee on this operation. مثلا employee في هذا operation ياخذ 10 minutes. Okay, and you can have here the machine is 0. However, sometimes in the same operation also there is some robots or machines, and maybe they can take 2 minutes in order to do this. And the setup is the time that you will use in order to set up the operation. Most of the time is setup of the machines. So this means, okay, in order to do this operation, we need to set up some parameters on the machines in order to do it. Okay, دخل كل parameters. يمكن I will add oil or whatever and so on. So maybe it takes 1 minute to 2 minutes, and you have to count also. Is it clear? Okay. Now, what is the work center? The work center is the location with a plan, within a plan, يعني داخل المصنع, where a value added work, يعني work operations are performed. يعني في أي مكان we will do the operations. Okay. The work center can be represented by people or group of people. Okay. يعني employees, machine or group of machine, or assembly line. يعني from completely manual to completely automatic. Of course, you have to define in the work center the capacity. The capacity of labor. يعني كم في الورك سنتر هذا عندي capacity of the employees. Okay. مثلا in this work center I have 3 employees, and each employee can work 7 hours a day. So in this case, my capacity of the labor is 3 multiplied by 7. It's 21. The capacity of my machines. كم تستطيع يشتغل الماشين تاعي. Okay, I have 2 machines, and each machine can work مثلا 8 hours to machine. In this case, it is 60 hours a day. The capacity of my output, how many product I can have during a day. Okay, calculating this, maybe I can say okay every day we have an output of مثلا 20 bike. Capacity of emissions. emission يعني ال CO2 okay يعني الغازات okay كم عن emission and so on. The capacity is used for calculated the capacity requirement planning. يعني الكاباسيتي that we calculate تدخل في planning yeah? لأن based on the capacity we can do something. We cannot produce more than the capacity of the work center. Okay? It gives you the detailed scheduling. تعطي لك يعني schedule يعني كم متى نعمل يعني في كل يوم وكم ساعة and so on. And also it can give you the costing, it can calculate the costing. لأن the capacity is money at the end. If you say okay the labor will work 21 hours, you multiply by the salary of the labor and you will find the costing. So any question? Okay, so the work center in the system is as all is electronic documents, okay, all object of SAP, and it contains many sections, okay. The basic data, يعني the person who is responsible, where it's located, this work center, the schedule information, the queue, أن الورك سنتر عنده queue بنحطه عندما نعمل بضاعة، عندما تكمل البضاعة ولا تدخل بضاعة وتخرج البضاعة it is a queue and moving time كم ياخذ وقت من البضاعة مثلا تدخل من ستوك حتى الورك سنتر. Formula key, everything is related to a key is the configuration. How to change يعني formula key يعني كيف نغير الكيو based on this key. Okay. Cost data. This is information regarding the financial accounting. يعني هذا الكوست سنتر نعطي له account number they call it cost center in the accounting في الكتب المالية. And what are the activity types that I will do in the cost center? The personal data. What are the people that are working in cost center? What are their position? يعني engineer, technician, and so on. What the qualification? Someone is in quality, another one it is I don't know in engineering. The capacity planning, available capacity. The formula, مثلا formula what is how to calculate the capacity. مثلا the capacity of the labor plus the capacity of the machines, I don't know, multiplied by something and so on. Okay. The buffer مثلا يمكن تحط buffer يعني the labor ما تدخل كل capacity لأن لو أقول لك العامل يشتغل 7 ساعات في اليوم ولكن is it really the capacity of لا يمكن في 7 ساعات ما يستطيعش يشتغل في الحقيقة يشتغل 6 ساعات. ف you have to find the right formula in order to find the buffer. What are the default data that you will have? Okay, and default data it's based on here a configuration ID, they call it control key. Yeah. This and this will change the default data. What's default data? It would be the text that you will display on the cost center or how it will look the cost center information. See this, you will see it maybe in a exercise in the lab. So now I will do the attendance and then I come back to the slides. اوكي باي ذا واي انا نسيت شيء. حاولوا في مثلا في الكويز في الكويز في الميد تيرم حطوا رقم التسلسل بتاعكم. اوكي حتى يعني مباشره نلقى الاسم تاعك مباشره يعني في مكان انا نشوف في الاكسل نحوس عليك الاسم الاي دي هذا عنده نفس الاسم اون. فالرقم التسلسلي يساعدني كثير أقبح الوقت.
خلاص يا دكتور، ودني اصور الارقام وارسلها بالجروب انا.
ما عندكمش رقم تسلسلي
هي
في الإيدي؟
احنا بس اصورها انا.
اوكي. ما كان اي واحد يعرف رقم التسلسلي بتاعه.
والله ما ادري.
كي بعثت لكم انا الكويز، درجات على الكويز. انا عملت كي بعثت درجه على الكويز، عملت هذا هيدن ورقم التسلسلي تاعك والاي دي، صح؟ نعم.
ايه اتوقع ايه.
نعم، فكل واحد يعرفه.
دكتور في طريقة،
كيف؟
في طريقة تقدر تسويها يا دكتور. إذا في طالب ما كتب رقمه تضغط كنترول اف وتبحث عن الرقم الجامعي يطلع لك على طول، هو يبحث.
نعم، هذه فشور. هذه نعم اعملها، ولكن نعم ياخذ لي وقت. رقم التسلسل يعني هو لايك، تعرفوا داتابيز، لايك اندكس.
ايه
كأني نعمل بيماري
إيه نعم.
مباشرة ندخل عليه. اوف كورس لازم نشوف رقم التسلسل، بعد نشوف اسمي. لو ما اعطانيش ايش نعمل؟ اوكي ناخذ الرقم هذا، نعمل كنترول اف، اوكي نلقاه، اوكي ياخذ لي شويه وقت.
صح، الا تستغرق وقت اكثر.
نعم، فقط يعني مش نقبح شويه وقت. هو اديت انت اولسو.
دكتور جمال.
نعم.
بالنسبه للغياب حقي الاسابيع الماضيه، انا كان عندي عذر اقدر اقدم لك بعد المحاضره؟
نعم. مكتوب العذر تاعك؟
ايه مكتوب.
خلاص، شوف ايش نعمل. انا هذا العذر هذا، لان شوف انا كل اشياء تاع الابسنس اند سو اون نبعثها للاداره. اوكي.
ايه.
العذر عندكم في الجامعه من قبل كان كوميتي، هما اللي نحوا الديان. اوكي. هو اللي نحوا الابسنس اند سو اون. اوكي. نبعث العذر. هذا الكوميتي هما اللي عندهم authority in order to remove the DM. The same thing if someone is absent in exam and so on. ما نعرف تغيرت القوانين and so on. المفروض كان عنده 10 أيام حتى يعطي justification. بعد الجيستيفيكيشن هذه نبعثها أنا the committee, and it will be discussed in the committee if they can have a backup or not. okay.
هي سويتها أنا بالنسبة للاختبارات، بس الحين عندي 4 غيابات. هل أخذ حرمان ولا لا؟
المفروض تاخذ حرمان، المفروض
4 غيابات حرمان.
اوكي. 25 لو وصلت 25%.
ما ادري والله، الحين عندي 4 غيابات، 4 محاضرات ما جيت.
4 محاضرات فقط.
اسمي تحت رقم 25 يمكن.
اوكي. 4 من 15. خلينا نشوف 4 من 15. لا
25 على ما اعتقد ماجد.
نعم انا نشوف النمبر في برسنتج، يعني 4 من 15. هي انت يعني تجاوز صح. عندك
ما اقدر ارسل لك العذر على الايميل؟
انت تبعث العذر على الايميل في نفس الوقت انا اللي بعث للاداره. انت يعني عندك المفروض يعني تجاوز يعني يعني مش كثير. فالمفروض ياخذوا بعين الاعتبار الجيستيفيكيشن. اوكي. المفروض ياخذوا الجيستيفيكيشن.
تمام، شكرا يا دكتور.
اوكي. قال شيء okay. This 2 digits of SAP, okay, it's not for me. It's in the lab. Yes, of course. Yeah. أنا أعرف كيف أعطيكم رقم SAP. generally كنت أنا نحط ولا مثلا في السكشن هو 001 حتى هنا 23. ما بين بعد نبدأ second sections من وصلت هنا نضيف. okay. كيف I will not use it because I don't know what are the ID that they give you, but it's better that I will use the sequence number. Okay. So what are the process of production planning execution? Here we have forecasting, sales and operations planning, they call it SOP, demand management, master production scheduling, material requirement planning, and we have at the end production order. So I will explain them in the next slides. First, this is the big picture. بعدين ندخل في التفاصيل. Okay. So we have a system, they call it sales information system, that contains the history. يعني كل المبيعات تاع الماضي تاع السنوات الماضية it is saved in sales information system. Okay. And then this one, it will be used by the forecasting tool. مش نعمل توقعات كل مرة it's based on the forecasting على الماضي. Okay. الماضي هو اللي يعطي لك توقع على المستقبل. Okay. This one. And also what is also important the profile analysis. يعني كل أشياء متعلقة بال financial accounting. كيف نحدث نعمل البروفايل بتاعه. اوكي في السنه القادمه. اوكي يعني يمكن انا نضغط على شيء معين على برودكت معين نعطي له more power or more focus and so on. ف this profile analysis will give me these insights. Okay. So based on this I will do the forecast توقعات السنه القادمه. Okay. And then this forecasting will create a sales operation planning. هنا تعطي لك البلانينج بتاع my sales and operations. Okay. Operations. Okay. هذا اسمه the strategic planning. Okay. The demand. That will create تاخذ هذا sales operation planning and then it will create a detailed planning. يعني تقسم وتعطي لك detailed planning. What is detailed planning؟ أول شيء هو الماستر برودكشن سكيدولينج. يعني حسب planning strategic planning system will create the production scheduling تاع السنة القادمة. كيف يكون حتى يعني يعني يمكن يعطيه لك باليوم يعني كل يوم how you produce and so on. Okay. In details. And also this information will enter to material requirement planning. تدخل في material requirement planning is the tool. ليش هذا التول هذا؟ he will based on the production scheduling he will create two things. Okay. It will create manufacturing execution. يعني it will generate production order. Okay. For every day. يعني تعطي order you have this day you have to produce 10 computers, to produce 7 printers and so on and so on. And also it generates the procurement process. Procurement. What is procurement? Procurement يعني ماذا أشتري أو what I will buy in order to satisfy the production. يعني نحتاج raw material. Maybe I will buy some assembly and so on, some components and so on. Okay. When you finish the execution of the production, you will do the order settlement. معناتها you evaluate how it will cost me the production. Okay. So you have, don't forget, to have 3 levels. You have a strategic planning, details planning, and you have the execution. The execution of your plan. Any question? So now we'll enter the details. They said the forecasting is the foundation of a reliable sales and operation plan. هذا هو الأساس يعني الفوركاستنج. والفوركاستنج is based on the history. يعني الفوركاستنج هو التوقعات، كم أنا أتوقع مش نعمل مبيعات. اوكي، بعد في التوقعات هذه تعمل البلاننج تاعك، يعني really planning of every month and so on and so on. Okay, accurate forecasting are essential in manufacturing. Right? It's very important. يعني forecasting is not يعني ليس exact science، ولكن يعطي لك trend. More the forecasting is accurate, better you will have you will increase your profit. Okay, overstock and understock of warehouse result to the same thing, loss of profit. Overstock يعني الwarehouse تاعك ممتلئ، الستوك تاعك ممتلئ، عندك زياده على بتاع البرودكت عند ستوك. اند ستوك معناتها what the companies are doing in general. عندما يكون اوفر ستوك مش تعمل الكومبانيز؟
تخفيض، يصرفون بضاعة.
نعم، تخفيض. هذه شوفوا التخفيضات اللي تشوفوهم في المولات، في مثلا تروح في اي مكان أنصحون. عندما تشوف تخفيضات كبيره معناتها عندهم اوفر ستوك. اوكي، فعندما يعملوا تخفيضات ف they will lose profit. مثلا البرينتر كان يسوى 500 ريال، ولكن ستوك ما باعوا اي شيء، فالمفروض يقول لك اوكي نبيعوه ب 200 ريال احسن، يكون يعني في ستوك وانا ما نعمل، لان عندما يكون في ستوك we cannot produce. يعني when you produce يعني لازم تحطه في خزينه. This is why. And the stock, what happened? You have some demands, some customers, and with they want to buy, and you cannot satisfy it. And also here, also you will lose, because why they cannot buy. He will check with the other company. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. The forecasting in general is is a screen, is a tool that you can select what type of forecasting you will do. Maybe trend, seasonal مثلا. What is seasonal؟ هو يقول هل كان بعض الأحيان التوقعات تتغير على حسب السيزون. مثلا لو تاخذ الايس كريم في الشتاء تنخفض وفي الصيف ترتفع. كل اشياء متعلقه مثلا سويمينج اند سو اون في الشتاء تنخفض، في الصيف ترتفع. اوكي، you can select what type of trend you are using, what season, and you have different parameters. These parameters is related to the algorithm that you are using. يعني the algorithm of data mining and the algorithm of data analysis have many parameters. Okay, for you see alpha factor, gamma factor, and so on. You cannot understand what it means. Okay, عندما في SAP you don't know one thing what you have to do. If I want to know what is alpha factor, what is mean this? وش تعمل؟ How I can know what is mean alpha factor? You don't remember? Okay. Who knows? SAP. ندخل في أي link. it takes time to load the first time, and then okay. What else? Create bill of material. Okay. Said here, I don't know what is alternative bomb. What I will do, I click F1, يجيني description. What is this? Okay. Just you put the cursor on a field and click F1 and give you the description. Okay. You don't take one bomb in a bomb group and so on. Okay. And give you description. Every field in SAP المفروض يكون عندهم this help. Okay. Just put the cursor on field and click F1. هذا وش يسموه when you click on this. In order to pop up this, what I have to click on what? That function. F4. Okay. شكرا ما زلت تعودتوش في SAP system. ياخذ فيه وقت. Okay. There is many parameters. Okay. And the forecasting can be fully automatic or manual. يعني تستطيع أن تتغير البارامترز تضيف وتعطي بعض مثلا what is alpha factor تعطي له 0.25 and so on in order to check what is your forecast in a question. Now, okay. So now, what is sales and operation planning? Okay, it is a flexible forecasting and planning tool. Okay, and usually consists on 3 steps. You will generate a sales plan. Okay, you will generate a production plan, and you will generate growth capacity plan. يعني هذا السيلز اند اوبريشن بلاننج عنده 3 أشياء يعطي لك. اوكي، يعطوا لك البلاننج تاع المبيعات، البلاننج تاع البرودكشن، والبلاننج تاع الكاباسيتي. اوكي، كاباسيتي تاع المصنع تاعك ولا الورك سنتر. اوكي، it's very powerful. عندك كل شيء، عندك وش البلاننج تاع المبيعات تاعك، وش البلاننج تاع البرودكشن، وش البلاننج تاع الكاباسيتي. لأن بعض الأحيان عندما مثلا توقعات انت برودكشن كبيره، ولكن انت مثلا الكاباسيتي تاعك ناقصه. ف this is why they ask you مثلا to buy other machines or to hire other people. So you have a planning, you have a complete planning in order to take decisions, in order that when you execute your planning everything will work correctly. Okay, planning يعملوه أشهر من قبل، يمكن شهر ولا شهرين من قبل and so on. It will give you time in order to take a decision. You can plan at the aggregate level in time buckets. Okay. تستطيع تعمل planning لكل many levels. أولا تستطيع تعمل planning على مستوى الكومباني، planning على مستوى the branches of the company، planning على مستوى the plants مصانع، planning على مستوى الورك سنترز. تستطيع ايضا تعمل planning على different time. اوكي، انا نستطيع نعمل planning تاع اليوم، نعمل planning of the month، نعمل planning of the day of the season and so on. Is it clear? Okay. What is the planning strategy? Okay. The planning give you 2 things. It give you the production quantity, okay, كم quantity, and the dates متى I will do these quantities. But we have multiple strategies that we can use. Some companies are using the strategy make to stock. يعني البرودكشن it is done in order to make the stock، حتى تملأ stock. انا نعمل برودكشن حتى نملأ ستوك. مثلا المراعي عندما تعمل بلاننج تاع البرودكشن تاع الحليب they are using make to stock حتى تملأ ستوك تاعها. there is some companies they are doing make to order، يعني they are not making the stock، ما تملأ الستوك تاعها، they are waiting. يعني the production is based on the sales order. Okay, it's not based on to make the stock on the sales order.
Like on demand services.
Like on demand service, the big when the product is very costly you are doing make to order. شركات اللي تصنع طائرات تظن باللي عندهم ستوك، تقول لك انا هذه السنه حط في نصنع 100 طائره وخميها في ستوك.
لا
يعني
على طول،
كيف على طول؟
قصدي ما يحطونها في الستوك.
وش ينتظروا؟
سيلينج دي يبيعونها.
نعم، يجي من قبل يجي طلب الشراء. لو ما يجيش طلب الشراء ما تصنع طائره. يو اندرستاند؟ مثلا هما شركه بوينغ ولا ايربس تنتظر. مثلا جات سعودي ايرلاينز قال لك انا نشتري من عندك 10 طائرات ايربس، اوكي، فهنا يبدا البرودكشن. يو اندرستاند؟
يس اندرستاند.
لان دي ار كوستلي. هذا الشيء لو يصنعوه ما كان اي مشتري فيه يحطوه في يرموه، يعملوا ريدكشن، يقسموا البرايس تاعه على 2. لا، ف they are using make to order.
So they are making product after receiving the order.
Yes, in order to be sure. Okay, and you have some configurable material. Okay, what's configurable material? عندك some companies allow the customers to configure their own product. Okay, يعني is not something that you will plan من البدايه and so on. Okay, يجي مثلا عندك شاشه وتقول كل الكاستمر اوكي انت تختار الكومبوننتس تاع الكمبيوتر تاعك. اوكي، فهو يقول لك انا ناخذ الشاشه الفلانيه، الرام هذه، الهارد ديسك كذا and so on. ف he will do this. هذا ما يدخل مباشره في البلانينج هذا لان it is configurable material يعني مشكل completely different. Of course you have also the planning of the assembly. Okay, مثلا عندك planning بتاع how to make your screens, how to make كذا, how to make the frame and so on. The planning of not of the finished product, the planning of the assembly. مثلا في السيارات عندك planning تاع الانجن وعندك planning تاع السيارة. Okay, it is different. Is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. MRP Material Requirement Planning. Okay, هذا تكلمنا عليه أكثر من مرة. So MRP it is a tool that based on the demand, most of the time on sales demand, or يجي لك من planning. He will look on the stock and he will try to create production or purchasing. MRP will read the bill of material. كيف يعرف what I will produce, what I will purchase. لازم يقرأ bill of material. مثلا يجيله طلب شراء 100 computers. The first thing he will look on the stock ومن بعد يشوف مثلا ما لقى 100 computers لقى 50. You have to produce 50 computers, other 50 computers, but you have to look to read the bill of material. In order to produce the 50 computers, how I will do? I need يشوف in bill of material said I need in this case مثلا for each computer I need 2 processors, I need one screen and so on, it will help him to do the planning. Okay. The output of MRP, as I said, is the production and or purchase plan. Okay. هذا is for the components, and this is for the production. Sometimes also for some companies they are not doing production. بعض companies ما عندهمش assembly. يشتروا شيء من China ويبيعوه. This is poor purchase plan. For the companies who are doing production, of course, they will have the production and they will have purchase plan for the assembly or for the raw material. So the MRP will take into consideration the level of the stock, the needs, what are the needs of the material, the quantity, and when I will get them, and it will generate at the end, as I said, purchasing or production order. Is it clear? By the way, I think that you will have an exercise and a case study on MRP. I will discuss with Yasser about this. Okay. There is two types of demand. Okay. When they talk about independent demand, this means demand is based on the finished product. معناتها the demand on the computer that I want to sell, demand of the bicycle, demand of the pizza, and this is independent. It's not depending on anything. It is for it. demand وش معنى طلب الشراء، وفي الآخر يصبح طلب production. Dependent demand, it's a source on demand on another level. What it mean؟ يعني the components or the raw material هذا اسمه dependent. Why depend؟ مثلا عندما أنا I want to produce 100 computers, I need to produce مثلا 100 screen. Okay, so the screen depend on the computer. Okay, if I want to produce 100 bicycle, I need to have for example 200 tires, because each bicycle is 2 tires. Okay, so this is what you call dependent demand. Okay, is it clear? مفهوم أو لا؟ Okay, no answer. I think it's clear. Okay, the MRP, as I said, it takes into consideration stock on hand. يعني أول شيء شوف what we have on stock, and if we have in the system some purchasing and production order of the partner. Okay, لأن لو مثلا جانا طلب تاع 100 كمبيوتر، فهو first of all it will look on the stock. هل عندي 100 computers؟ okay، يمكن يلقى باللي no I don't have, I have only 50 computers. okay، معناتها I have to produce 50 other computers. ولكن at the same time he will look on the production order and purchase. فعندما شاف البرودكشن اوردر شاف اللي كان هناك طلب of producing computers of مثلا 40 فمعناتها he will not ask to produce 50 computers, he will not to produce إلا 50 minus this 40، فيطلب إلا production of 10 computers. okay، لأن حاليا طلبنا من قبل production of 40 computers، فهو المفروض يطلب 50 ولكن لقى في السيستم اللي كان واحد طلب 40 to produce it. Okay, in this case نحتاج إلا 10 in order to satisfy the demand. The same thing, the same logic, we will use it for the purchasing. Okay, so the MRP will take into consideration the sales order. What are all the sales order? The forecasting, توقعات. Okay, توقعات مهم جدا. مثلا أنا أتوقع المبيعات ترتفع في آخر الأسبوع. Okay, لأن there is some events. Okay, he will increase the demand. يعني مثلا كان هناك events جاء مثلا أي event sport event and so on. فمثلا نقول نبيع أكثر في sport event هذا. ف I will increase the demand. It takes into consideration the product order of the child. What are the different product order of the child that I have in the system? It takes into consideration the reserved invoice. What is the reserved invoice? معناتها كان هناك customer that he reserved the products. يعني عنده invoice عندما تكون عندك فاتورة. Okay, معناتها what is mean? معناتها product حتى وما you didn't pay, the product which is linked to this invoice is booked on the stock. What is mean booked on the stock? This means that you cannot use it. يعني هذا عندما when you look on the stock ما تحسبه ما تضيفه أنت. مثلا أنا شفت في stock كان 100 computers ولكن there is reserved invoice. يعني مثلا 20 computers was reserved. Okay, so I will not take them into consideration. معناتها في الحقيقة أنا عندي 80 ليس 100. Is it clear? Of course, the system, in order to do all the calculation, it takes into account the lead time, a time between when you do the order and when you receive it, especially for when you do the order of purchasing, when you receive it, when you do the order of production, and when you get the product in the stock. The minimum amount sometimes أنا حط لي مش نربح أقول أوكي لو ما فيش لو البروسيسنج تاعي يكون أكثر من هذا amount أو not purchasing. يمكن أنا أو يمكن عندي حلين. I can purchase it or I can produce it. Okay, you can put some amounts in order to see how you do your planning. The time intervals, all the timing. من timing من مثلا عندما نعمل البرودكشن كم ياخذ وقت حتى البرودكت it will be produced and the product will enter the stock and so on. The MRP will read the BOM, okay, and based on the BOM, it takes the quantity of the child, okay, and it will do all the calculation, and it will generate purchasing and production order for the finished product, and for the parent, and also for the child. Less only for the parent. Production order for the bicycle, and the production order for the component of the bicycle. The same thing for purchasing. So this we summarize very quickly. Very quickly what happened in MRP. As I said, we have stock on hand, and it will take into consideration the purchasing order and the production order. Okay, ده اللي كانوا موجودين في السيستم حتى يعني نعرف اللي لو عملت production order من قبل I will not produce more. Okay, and it will reduce all the other requirements like sales order. كم عندي sales order, كم عندي توقعات maybe in order to add more demand, what are the production order of the child, what are the reserved words, okay? And then MRP will generate your purchasing and the production of the parent and of the dependent. Dependent معناتها for the child. Okay. Okay. You have different level of scheduling. Okay. Imagine that. Okay. I have required dates. These required dates, you will get it from the planning. Okay. So in order to do this required date, in order to sell on this date, we need to produce. We need. If I want to sell 100 computers in this date, I need to produce them, and the production takes times. Other is the time of the production. But also, in order to produce, for example, the computers, I need also to work on the assembly. مثلا أيضا أنا عندي production assembly of screens فيأخذ وقت. And also there is a time for purchasing semi-finished product. مثلا أنا لازم أشتري some RAM, I have to buy some hard disk and so on. It takes time. And also we need to, there is a time for the raw material, to purchase the raw material and components. For all this, it is what we call multi-level scheduling. يعني تقسم البلانينج تاعك حتى تعرف كم ياخذ لك وقت for purchasing of raw material or components، كم ياخذ لك وقت for semi-finished product purchasing، كم ياخذ لك وقت for assembly، يعني production of assembly، كم takes time for the finished products. So it is the details of the planning. يعطي لك إلا planning وأنت يعني you have to do it by yourself. لا، يعطي لك details. يعني كل شيء في البرودكشن حتى في البروسيسنج. لأن البروسيسنج ياخذ وقت، بين وقت you do the processing and وقت you get this. Any question? Okay. Okay. 2 slides and then we stop. This is the stock. Okay. The consumption of the stock. stock يعني لو عندك مثلا 100 كمبيوتر وعندك المبيعات يبدا ينقص كل يوم، ينقص مثلا اليوم الاول بعت 20 نقصت لي 80، يوم ثاني 20 واللي 60 and so on. When it reach a time of reorder, what is mean? reorder of the production. Okay. مثلا تبعث هنا في هذا التايم هذا you will execute or generate a production order. نطلب المصنع he will produce quantity. Okay. And I know that this between the time of asking to reorder and the time that I will receive it, it takes عند وقت. هذا التايم هذا مثلا 2 days they call it leading time. مثلا هذا leading time بين مكان من وقت او الاوردر عند وقت من جيل البضاعه من المصنع. This is what you call a lead time. Okay. في نفس الوقت انا بعت مثلا يوم مثلا السبت عملت اوردر، ولكن في نفس الوقت عندي المبيعات فالستوك بتاعي ينقص 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 ينقص. المفروض if I calculate correctly I will not go down the safety stock. كاين هناك في ستوكس something 11 اسمه safe stock. لو تنزل تحت معناتها انت في خطر. you can reach out of stock. Okay. فالمفروض if I calculate correctly عندما نلحق يعني او قبل ما نلحق سيفتي ستوك تجي البضاعه، تجي الكوانتيتيز اي اوردر. فعندما تجيني معناتها الكوانتيتي هنا تطلع تصبح هنا and so on. Okay. So we have sales تنقص 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 عندما نلحق وقت هذا الوقت هذا محسوب. محسوب كيف محسوب؟ يحسب يعني لو نعمل اوردر هنا نضيف له مثلا 2 days leading time حتى يوصل لي الاوردر، يعني حتى ما ننزلش تحت. So everything is calculated. But imagine that here my leading time is bigger. Take this one. معناتها في مكان 2 days الليد تايم تاعي هو 3 days. وش لازم نعمل؟ الليد تايم هو التايم بين عندما نعمل اوردر وعندما بين يوصل الاوردر تاعي. لو الليد تايم تاعي اصبح 3 days، يمكن انا في يوم رمضان الليد تايم يعني الكاباسيتي اوف برودكشن انقص، فيصبح 3 days. وش لازم نعمل؟ What I have to do, what action I have to do in order to not be out of stock. Okay. So when the time يكبر فلازم أنت you have to reorder before. وشفتوا هنا reorder points. لو leading time يكبر فالreorder time لازم يكون قبل. فأو reorder من قبل أو reorder هي اوكي. لأن ليش؟ لأن ياخذ وقت طويل حتى مثلا الوقت بس ياخذ 3 days. اوكي 3 days ما اوكي ستوب هي 2 days يصبح 3 days. what does it mean؟ يعني leading time تاعي يصبح اكبر. اوكي leading time لان leading time تاعي يصبح اكبر ف I have to reorder before. كل مره يعني كل ما يزيد الليدنج تايم كل ما انا لازم اقول reorder before. لو leading time يزيد بواحد انا نزيد بواحد ولا اكثر. اوكي in order that I will not I will not have any out of stock. Okay, the last slide is regarding MRP output. Okay, MRP generates something they call it planned order. Planned order is based on your business. Okay, the planned order يعني in general اسمه planned order. يمكن يكون production order ويمكن يكون purchase order. Okay, it can be converted. The planned order can be converted on 2 things. If you are doing production in-house, it will generate production order. Okay, and process order, يعني how to do the production. If also it can generate sometimes it will not generate production order, it will generate purchase order for the companies who don't have production. Okay, يعني هما عندهم إلا الشراء، يشتري شيء الصين ويبيعه. Okay, it will generate purchase order, and sometimes it will generate both production order and purchase order. Why? Because we will of course we generate first purchasing acquisition of course and then purchase order. هذا رغبة الشراء وهذا طلب الشراء. Okay, purchase order it's because you can also purchase the components. For example, for the computers you purchase the screens. Okay, even that you do the production of your computer here, and it will generate schedule line يعني متى توصل البضاعة. Okay, when I will get يعني my delivery. all the date of my delivery and with the quantities also. So we'll stop here. Okay, any question?
يعطيك العافية دكتور.
اوكي باي ذا واي عندنا امتحان يوم الخميس. اوكي خميس مش هذا الخميس، خميس دقيقة مش من الخميس الخميس القادم. اوكي عندنا امتحان. اوكي السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
السلام ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام.